Good evening. My name is Lisa Deaton, and I'm the current Secretary Treasurer for the Louisiana Nurses Political Action Committee. And tonight we are sponsoring a video chat with candidate Ryan Trundle for the 4th Congressional District for the Louisiana U.S. Congress. We're excited to have you with us tonight, and we look forward to hearing your responses to our questions. I'd just like to share with the viewers that these questions were gathered from nurses that we solicited them from the nurses across the state. And then the Board of Trustees finalized the 5 questions, and that was based upon the social determinants of health and the most popular themes of questions that the nurses submitted. So with that, I would like to turn it over to candidate Trundle for some opening remarks.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for having me and doing all this. It's great. So important questions, so many things relevant to what we're facing today with the COVID-19 and just everyday life. So I'm Ryan Trundle, running for Congress. I'm not a politician, just a regular working guy, still in my full-time job. And running a service department at the car dealership. I just got fed up with this elitist politics, partisan politics that are leaving regular working people like me behind. So I decided to do something about it. I ran for Congress. And all I want is whatever everybody else like me wants, universal health care. We want to have it affordable, and we need a living minimum wage. For 20 years now, the wealthy income keeps rising and rising, while the middle working people, raises have been stagnant for over 20 years. We have a lot on the agenda. Of course, senior citizens, they haven't seen a raise in forever, and they're having to choose between food and medicine. There's a lot of problems going on, but we're able to fix them. It's nothing that anybody hasn't done in any other country. We know how to do it, but poverty is a political decision, as are a lot of other things. We just got to get people in office that can change it, that want to change it.
Okay, well, thank you. We'll start with the questions now. Our first question is, currently gun violence is a public health issue as evidenced by the CDC rankings. What is your position on providing appropriations to the CDC to fully conduct gun violence research?
I fully support funding the CDC, universities, hospitals, any impartial organization to conduct gun violence research. I can't believe we're not doing it right now. It is such a huge problem. We should have been studying this for years and years.
Okay. Question. I'm sorry.
Endorsed by mom. I'm also endorsed by Moms Demand Action, by the way.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, the second question is, researchers agree that there's a direct relationship between poverty and health outcomes. This has been more pronounced during the COVID-19 pandemic. What initiatives would you use to address the effects of poverty on health outcomes and disparity?
There are quite a few things that we need to do to battle for health justice. First, we need universal health care, like I mentioned before, like Medicare for all, with yearly wellness checkups and affordable prescriptions. For many people, affordable is free or close to free. Undocumented workers should be able to receive health care without fear of being deported. Health and police departments should be separate. One of our biggest problems we have in Louisiana is pollution. and toxic waste that only overwhelmingly contaminate poor neighborhoods like Cancer Alley. Environmental justice is also economic and racial justice.
Okay. The Affordable Care Act has made health care available to millions, including per diem RNs. Do you support the continuation and improvement of the Affordable Care Act? If not, how would you ensure all Americans have access to health care?
Mm-hmm. Well, the AC has given healthcare access to many thousands who were not covered before. I don't think it's best choice. Even with insurance, almost 250,000 people went bankrupt last year because of health issues, and even more this year. It's not happening in any other modern country. We need to stop profiting from people's illness and get universal health care like Canada or anywhere in Europe has. It's the only ethical option, I think.
Okay. The fourth question, we are all aware of the rising cost of medications, which often have citizens making choices between feeding their families and buying their medications. Oftentimes, when working people are retiring and are on a fixed income, such as Social Security, the cost of medication skyrockets. What are your plans to reduce and control medication costs?
Right. This is what happens with unchecked capitalism. There must be oversight to protect regular citizens like us, and not with board members of insurance companies on the committee. It should be regular people, accountants, nurses, doctors, and just regular people like me. We also need to allow Medicare and Medicaid to negotiate prices, I think.
Okay. Our final question, registered nurses are ranked as the most trusted profession on the Gallup poll. As the largest segment of the healthcare workforce, the 2010 Institute of Medicine report recommended that nurses lead the transformation of healthcare with collaboration of other healthcare professionals and also policymakers. How could you assist with getting qualified nurses on national boards, commissions, task force, as well as appointing RNs to your staff if elected?
Yeah, that's as I mentioned with the last question, it's a systemic problem that we have on every board, political commission, and task force in the country, it seems now. People appointed to these boards are either receiving a political favor or have shareholders in whatever industry is represented. Like our insurance industry down here, we have a board and it's full of executives in the insurance agency. No people involved saying, hey, we can't afford this. You're making too much money, and they're making billions of dollars in profits. Regular people need to get involved and be the drivers of policy in this country. We should pass federal laws that no more than 20% of these boards should be, stakeholders should be represented in these boards and task forces. If I had my way deciding these bodies they'd only be populated with people affected by their decisions. They would then negotiate with corporations just like a union would.
Okay. Well, we thank you very much for your responses to our questions. And like I said earlier, we would like to now give you a couple of minutes for any closing remarks.
Okay. Well, thanks again. Questions are very interesting and thought-provoking, and expose why I'm running, or illustrate why I'm running. I am not taking any corporate money, no super PACs. This is all volunteer. Nobody gets paid on my campaign, because money in politics is, I think, our country's biggest threat. And with these boards we were talking about, and with the health care, and with the prescriptions that we can't even negotiate for, that all comes from money in politics, which we need to stop. This is my #1 goal. Thanks again for having me.
Thank you. And do you want to remind everybody what number you are on the ballot? Do you?
If I knew it.
Okay, that's no problem. That's no problem. I'm sorry.
But it's Ryan Trundle. If you want to find out more, ryantrundle.com, or I'm on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and I'm everywhere.
Okay. Well, again, we want to thank you so much. We appreciate your responses and appreciate you agreeing to do the video chat.
Oh, glad to do it.